Wimpy Lassiter, 4 times the world champion. Babe Cranfield, the implacable southpaw. Cowboy Jimmy Moore, easygoing but deadly in the crunch. U.J. Puckett, renowned as the extraordinary hustler. Irving the Deacon Crane, 9 times the world champion. Minnesota Fats, the greatest showman and hustler to ever play the game. And the incomparable Willie Moscone, 15 times the world champion, known simply as Mr. Pocket Billiards. Hello everyone, I'm Kim Prince, and welcome to Harrah's at Atlantic City, and welcome to the legendary stars of Pocket Billiards. Today we have a second round match in the loser side. This is a double elimination tournament, and we've got a special expert with us, Alan Hopkins, former world champion, currently U.S. Open 9-ball champion. And in this match, the Deacon against Joe Balsis.
Should be a great match. Irving Crane in his last round caught a few bad rolls, and I think he's going to come back strong in this round. And Joe Balsis, who got a few bad scratches, he should do better this time. It's going to be a good match.
Well, we remind you, if you haven't seen this competition before, it is a 7-ball competition. And 7-ball is a little bit different, Alan. How about explaining us the difference?
It's a fast new game they made for TV. It involves 7 balls, and the 7 ball is a striped ball. The object of the game is pocketing the 7 ball in your side of the table. You have a specific side that you have to make the 7. After you break the balls, your opponent comes to the table and chooses which side he would like. You run the balls in rotation.
And it is possible to get the 7 ball off the break. Alan, why don't you give it a shot, see if you can bag it.
Okay.
Alan Hopkins, former world champion, currently U.S. Open 9-ball champion. 7 ball in the middle. Still rolling. Drops a ball, 2 balls, but not the 7 ball. Okay, Alan Hopkins and I will be back for the legendary stars of Pocket Billiards in just a minute. Stay with us. Irving Crane and Joe Balsis. Irving Crane nicknamed the Deacon,
Okay,
Joe Balsis the Meat Man.
Playing 4 out of 7.
Here
7
is
ball.
Charlie Ursetti, the tournament referee, flipping the coin.
Tails.
Who will break?
Do I have the choice?
Yeah.
So Joe Balsis has
You
the
wanna break,
choice
you
of
could
whether
break
he
or-
wants to break or not.
I'll break.
So the Meat Man opts to break. Won the World Championship twice, 1965 and 66.
Game 1 of 7 ball.
Nicknamed the Meat Man because his former occupation was a butcher.
Switch to 5 and 7. Oh my God. Irv, which side?
Oh, yeah.
Now Irving Crane up to decide which side he wants to sink the 7 ball on.
He's got a big piece of chalk on that white ball.
He has to designate the side,
Okay.
and he has chosen
That's all.
the side on the right as we look down the table. And since Joe Balsis did not drop a ball off the break, the Deacon will start off. Remind you again, this is a 2nd round match in the loser's side, double elimination tournament. Whoever loses here is out.
It's a tough shot here,
1
Kim.
ball.
Long shot. He has to hold the cue ball up for the 2. Oh, he banked it. Nice shot.
That counts. 2 ball in the corner.
Good shot. Irving's been playing good.
3 ball in the corner.
Irving Crane has won the World Championship 6 different times. And counting the World, National, and U.S. Open Championships, he's finished 1st or 2nd more often than any other player, 18 times. So you get an idea of the stature and longevity of this man's career.
4 ball.
Tough shot.
Remember now that it is not a question of how many balls you sink in 7-ball, but if you can get the last ball to 7-ball. You can run off 6.
4-ball in the corner.
And your opponent can still win by sinking the 7-ball.
Oh, he hit that too hard. Left himself rather tough. He wanted to get close to the 5-ball so he could get over for the 6. Now he left himself a tough cut shot up the corner.
Five-ball in the corner.
He'll roll this slow up the end of the table. Good shot. Did he make it? Oh.
Oh, it didn't make it. It didn't fall. I don't know how it didn't.
No, I don't either.
Any wind in here? Ooh. Okay, Hop, what will the deacon do here? Draw it back?
He has a touchy shot. The 5 is deep in the pocket. He's going to try and draw
Ball.
the 5 ball is deep in the corner pocket. He's going to try and draw the ball back, and he hit it perfect.
Is he going to scratch?
Oh, he did
Ooh.
scratch.
So now what that does is give Joe Balsis a ball in hand and a free
5-ball
shot.
is respotted. Mr. Balsis has ball in hand.
He can put the ball anywhere he wants. And in this instance, it's a huge advantage here because he should be able to run the table out.
Well, he has to put the 7 on the other side of the table.
Ball.
Oh, that's true.
He's going to have to do a trick somewhere. Probably going to end up banking the ball, Kim. Yeah, that's what he played position for, a bank.
7-ball.
Bank is driving a ball into the rail and making it another pocket, which he
And-
did, but he scratched.
Oh!
That is loss of game due to the scratch.
Now that, in this particular game, is lost because if you sink the 7-ball and then scratch, you automatically lose. You do not reach off the 7-ball.
I'm surprised he let the cue ball run like this. He shouldn't let the cue ball run away like that.
Well, so that gives the game to the deacon
Yeah, I know what you mean.
and Joe Balsis. That's the second time in this competition he's had a bit of bad luck. Earlier, in the first round, he had the 7-ball, and in trying to bank it, he hit it into the wrong side of the table.
Wrong corner, Kim.
Yeah. So he's had some troubles today with scratches. But we're a long way from over here. This is a 4-game match in the 7-ball portion. After that, we'll move to a 9-ball portion,
It's fun.
which is
Okay.
2 extra balls with a 9-ball eligible to fall in any pocket, not much different than 7-ball. Just a few wrinkles.
You know.
I noticed the 5-ball hanging up in the corner in that last rack. They must have leveled the table.
Game 2. Joe, your choice. Far side.
Same side, I guess.
Big advantage being able to choose which side you want to make the 7 in after the break,
Balsis trails 1 game to none.
especially if
playing
the
the 1
7
ball.
lays to one side of the table. It's a miss. He had a tough shot.
Started playing billiards when he was 11 on a miniature table his father brought him as a Christmas present. Turned pro at 23. Captured his first world title at 28.
Ball. Two ball in the corner.
Here's a little bit of a tricky shot. He's going to come back and forth off the rail. Oh, he stayed right there. See what happened?
Oh!
He tried to hold the cue ball there, and he tried to cheat the pocket. In other words, by cheating the pocket, hitting the 2 ball into the rail before it gets to the pocket.
Two ball.
And what happened is it jaw it out of the pocket. When they miss a shot like that, it's not because they're missing the ball. They're trying to keep the cue
Free
ball
ball.
in a certain area for the next ball, which is called position. If you don't get the position, it's not even worth making the ball.
4 ball in the corner.
Keeps rolling.
I don't know when it's going to stop or not, you know.
The players have
Five
said
ball
this
in
is
the
a
corner.
fast table, a new table.
It's a good
Six
table.
ball in the
It's,
corner.
it's one of the Brunswick Gold Crown tables, one of the best tables they make.
7 ball in the corner. Game, Mr. Balsis.
And he has it, so Joe Balsis evens it at 1 game
Tied up,
apiece
1
in this
game
first round of 7 ball.
Touch the follow through here. Very nice style.
Joe Balsis began playing pool at 6 in his father's billiard parlor. Turned pro at 16. Then in 1944, he won the junior championship and retired shortly thereafter for 17 years. Didn't come back until 1964. Bangs it.
Look at that, right in the hole.
And so Joe Balsis gets the 7 ball out of the break. So Joe Balsis, the stroke of luck turning his way. And here's a look at that 7 ball. Watch it come down.
Right off the bottom rail, ball hit it and knocked it
Lower
down.
right hand. So Joe Balsis goes up 2-1. And we'll be back with more legendary stars of pocket billiards in just a minute. We're back. Kim Prince along with Alan Hopkins. Joe Balsis.
Game 4. Mr. Balsis leads 2 games to 1.
Boy, he's getting a lot of action on that 7 ball moving around.
Mr. Crane, your choice, side of table.
I'll take this side.
Okay.
That's about all you'll hear Irving Crane say. One of the more quiet, very diligent, has always practiced a lot. Considered a very intellectual player. Minnesota Fats claims that, aside from himself, he's the sharpest player ever put foot in a pool room.
Pockets a 3 ball off a carom and continues to shoot at the 1 ball.
Great concentration, says Minnesota. Quote, I'll give you an idea of how sharp he is. Irv Crane would have been the only guy to notice the horse under Lady Godiva.
That sounds like Fatty. He left himself in a tough position here, Kim. He's got the cue ball far away from the 1 ball, and he has to cut the 1 ball into the corner. And he doesn't have much room to do it. And he doesn't like it either.
Irving Crane, 68 years old, from Rochester, New York.
Looks like he may be going to play safe, looks like. Well, he tried it. Good shot. Very good shot. Had just enough room to get through there.
2 ball.
Now he's going to have to bank the 2 ball cross corner. No, missed it.
Carams the 6 in the corner and continues to shoot.
Oh, he made the 6 ball.
Well, that was a little bit of luck there, I think.
It's a nice
2 ball in the
surprise.
corner.
Usually the rolls even out at the end of the day.
Okay, Alan Hopkins, can he run
4
this
ball on
table
the
out
side.
from here?
Very simple. 4 or 5, and then the 7 in the corner, and he's out.
5 ball in the corner.
This is his side of the table on this side, so he just has to roll down with the 5. Hit it easy.
7 ball in the corner.
He'll make this. Very nice shot.
Game, Mr.
And
Crane with 5.
indeed he
2 games
does.
apiece.
So the Deacon ties it up at 2 games apiece. He will break. First man to reach 4 games wins the set. Then we move on to 9 ball. One of our hostesses here, Kim Dalton, doing the honors, racking the balls.
Looks like she's nervous, Kim. You think she's nervous?
The deacon's putting the gaze on her.
Okay. Game 5.
That 7-ball move around. It's a good break. That's important on the
Good
break where the
choice,
1
Joe.
ball ends up. If the 1 ball ends up near the cue ball, you usually have a shot.
Okay. 5 ball went on a break. Mr. Crane continues to shoot at the 1 ball.
You know, that's hard to do.
That is hard to do what he
Man
just did.
alive.
He's almost froze himself up against the 3 ball. He's almost
That's
put the
hard.
cue ball right up against the 3, touching it. You're gonna have to go to the rail and just hit it up table if you can.
That's hard to
And
do.
his safety is good.
So Jason Robards look-alike will now take a seat, and Joe Balsis will move up.
He played a safety, Kim. Safety is when you're trying to hit the object ball away from the cue ball so that you
Ball.
leave your opponent no shot. It's a good shot Joe just made.
3 ball in the corner.
Should be out from here.
4 ball in the corner.
The 6 ball for protection. He can't miss the 4 ball. Oh, look what he did.
That's hard to do, too.
He snookered himself.
I believe it. And I admit it.
That's twice I did that.
Now, when he says he
One ball
snookered
to
himself,
take, that's
that
harder
means
to
he
do
blocked
than not
himself
do.
from a clean shot
That's harder
at the
to
ball
do
he
than
wants to hit, the object ball.
If I try to do that, I wouldn't be able to do it.
I wouldn't either, Joe. I understand.
Little words between
No, mind
the
it once,
players.
but twice.
I don't know. I think maybe Irving Crane reminds me a little bit of Jimmy Stewart, too.
He sure does. And Fred Astaire, too. He reminds me of Fred Astaire.
Ay, ay, ay.
Oh, Joe Balsis is giving us the walk around here.
Playing to kick the 6 ball.
Not a bad shot. If he hits it, he'll make it. Oh.
Huh?
Which side? Is this my side over here?
Yes.
Irving's
6 ball in the corner.
Irving's going to have to cut the 6 in the corner and come back and forth to the other side of the 9 ball. He's going to actually hit the rail 3 times. Cushions.
Scratch. Wow.
Yeah, he had to come back and forth so he could
Yeah.
get position for the 7. Most of the time when a player misses the
Ball in
ball,
hand due to the
it's
scratch.
because he's trying to do something with the cue ball that is difficult.
From here, Joe Balsis should be able to run this game out.
Ball in hand with 2
ball in the
balls on the
corner.
table.
7 ball in the corner.
Should be out.
Game, Mr. Ball.
And he is. So, a bit of bad luck for Irving Crane gives Joe Balsis ball in hand, and he runs the table out, only 2 balls, but nevertheless, that gives him
Ball
3-2
now
lead.
leads 3 games to 2.
That was a big game, Kim. Now Crane has to win 2 games before Balsis wins 1. But it's not impossible playing winter breaks.
Mamma mia. When you're hot, and when you're not, you're not. And right now, Irving,
Game
the Deacon
6.
Crane, a little bit distraught at his luck.
It's a good break.
3 and 4 balls pocketed on the break. The balls remain at the table. Mr. Crane, your choice.
I'll take this side.
Okay. You got that side, Joe. Same.
I have the side?
Yes. Playing the 1 ball.
He overcut it, looked like. You might make it anyway. Good shot.
shot.
Very good shot. He overcut it, but he hit it
Two
so
ball in the
easy that
corner.
it went anyway.
Five ball in the corner.
Just 3 years, Joe Balsis finished second in the World Championships in New York City, so that gives you an idea of the proficiency that he's been able to
Six
carry
ball
over
on
the
the
years.
side.
This will be a good shot, Kim. He's going to have to draw the ball back. He's going to have to draw the ball back on the other side of the 7 ball. He hit it good. Hit it perfect.
7 ball in the corner for game and set.
Perfect position.
Set, Mr. Balsis.
And he gets it, so Joe Balsis gets that game. He gets the first set, the 7 ball sets, and we'll move on to the second round of 9 ball. We'll be back in just a minute. As we've seen, Joe Balsis won the 7 ball set against the Deacon, Irving Crane, 4 games to 2. We now pick up the action in the 9 ball set.
Irving Crane is looking at the 4 ball. He wants to see if it's frozen to the rail or touching the rail, because if it isn't, it makes it a difficult shot to make. If it's off the rail, it's an easy shot. Looking from here, it looks like it's off the rail and it should be no problem. But if it is a problem, he'll play the 2 ball into the side pocket and knock the 4 away.
2 ball in hand.
Ball in hand.
The 4 is no problem.
2 ball.
He'll just make 3 and come up for the 4, and 5 will be in the side. 6 ball in the corner, and he should be out.
3 ball.
Alan, I've always wondered, how tightly do they hold the cue with their
4 ball.
backhand?
It's really not tight, it's loose. It's held loosely.
Does it vary, though? Different players?
Different players hold
5 ball.
hold it with different fingers. Irving Crane appears to hold the stick with his
6
whole
ball.
hand, and Joe Balsis too. If you watch Jimmy Moore play, he holds it loosely and with 2 or 3 fingers. Seven ball in the side pocket. He should be okay. He got himself
7 ball on the side.
a little bit farther than he wanted to, but he should be okay. You want to stay close to the object ball. As close as you can, it makes the shot easier.
8 ball in the
Good
corner.
shot.
And now he's on a run.
He'll play the 8 and come around the table for the 9. Did he get around? Keep going.
He has lost very little over the years. Irving Crane has beaten some of today's top stars,
9
Steve
ball in the
Miserak,
corner.
Pete Margot.
Tough shot here, Kim. He has to hit the 9 ball very thin. Good shot.
Game,
And he
Mr.
got it.
Crane.
So now Irving Crane pulls ahead for the first time in this match, and we'll be back with following games in just a minute. Welcome back, Kim Prince with Alan Hopkins, the Deacon, Irving Crane,
5 balls pocketed on the break.
and Joe Balsis.
Left himself
Playing
snookered.
the 1 ball.
It's going to be a hard ball to hit too, Kim. It's got 3 balls blocking. He's got the 7 ball, the 3 ball, and the 4 ball blocking. And he hit it. Good shot. Look out for the scratch.
I mean, if he hadn't scratched there, the ball was going to drop.
The 1 ball was going
Yeah.
inside, yes.
Balsis has ball in hand due to the scratch.
The voice you hear is Charles Ursetti. He is
Playing the
the
1 ball.
tournament referee,
Trailing 3
an
games to
accomplished
2.
pool player in his own right. and perhaps the foremost authority on the world of pocket billiards. He's a historian, is compiling right now the history of pool.
Ball in the corner.
I think Joe Balsis may be out this rack.
3 ball in the corner.
He's got a pretty good setup here.
4 ball in the corner.
He got perfect.
6 ball in the corner.
He'll stop right there for the 7 ball in the other corner. Oh, he may have drew it a little too far.
7 ball.
Playing it in the corner. It's a good shot.
8 ball in the corner. 9 ball in the corner.
Left himself
We're
And he
tied at
has
3
it.
games apiece.
It's a nice shot he made.
And now we are down to sudden death for Irving Crane. Joe Balsis, Irving Crane tied now, 3 games apiece. Remember, the first man to reach 4 games wins the set. And right now, Joe Balsis already has a set in hand.
It's a nice shot he made.
So there is a chance now, as Joe Balsis comes to the break, that he could win it all here if he sinks the 9 ball out of the break.
Score is tied at 3 games apiece. This is the 7th and deciding game.
The break is very important here. Irving Crane broke him last time. It cost him the game. Let's see what happens with Joe. Yep. This could cost him the game. Irving Crane will come to the table. The 9 is hanging in the corner.
Where'd the cue ball go?
Very important not to scratch on him.
This corner. Kicked
Final
off another
game.
Kicked off another.
Ball in hand behind the head string.
You give your opponent ball in hand behind the head string. And in this case, Irving Crane has a combination from the 1 into the 9.
Playing a
which is
combination 1 into the 9
a free shot.
to win the set and force the tie-breaking set of 8 ball.
Not that easy a shot. Can be missed. Must hit it perfect. Made it.
And he
Good
does it.
shot.
But Irving Crane wouldn't miss it.
Very good shot.
Playing 8 ball.
So now we go to 8 ball. So of the games we're playing here in the legendary Pocket Billiards tournament, this is the closest to straight pool.
This ought to be interesting because both these guys here, Irving Crane and Joe Balsis, are great straight pool players. And it'd be an interesting match to see here. I think it's going to depend on the breaks, who wins this game. If they break and make a ball, I feel whoever breaks and makes the ball will win the game.
They call it high and low, solids and stripes, big ones and small ones. The object of the game, the incoming player breaks the balls. Whatever he pockets, a solid ball or a stripe ball, he must pocket his 7 solids or stripes and then call the pocket for the 8 ball. We're playing 2 out of 3 for the tiebreaker.
8 ball is very hard to make the 8 on the break. You must hit him very hard.
And now all eyes on Kim Dalton as she tries to rack those balls. Want all the balls touching.
Good. Who wants a call for this?
Go ahead.
Tails, your choice.
So Joe
Balls decides
Balsis
to break.
has the
This
option
is
of
set
breaking
3.
or
We're
not.
tied at 1 set apiece, game 1 of 8 ball.
You must call your pocket where the 8 is going to go, except on the break. Joe Balsis made a good break.
Joe, you pocketed a 2 ball.
I got the solid, right?
Right.
He has the
Balsis
solid.
must play the low-numbered balls, the solid balls.
Now, can I play a carom?
Joe doesn't have a choice. He must play the low balls.
As long as you hit your ball
As
first.
long as he hits a low ball first, he can play combinations and kiss shots all he wants. He has a very tough layout. All the pockets are blocked by the high balls.
That's the shot, Joe.
Looks like he's going to play the 3 ball on the side off the 13. Unless he has the 5 ball. He'll play the 5 ball. Made a good shot there. Tried to break out the 4 and 7, but he only broke the 4 away. He'll probably come over to the side rail and hit the 7 ball now. No, he didn't want to hit the 7. He's going to have a problem with the 7 ball if he doesn't do something with it.
6 ball in the corner. One ball in the corner.
Going to play the 1 and the 3 ball in the corner and try to slide over for the 7 ball. Altogether different strategy in this game than in 9 ball and 7 ball. There's a lot more balls in the way to get in trouble with.
3 ball in the corner.
He must hit this perfect to get over to the side rail for the 7. If he hits it too hard or too easy, he'll be left without the shot. He hit it too hard. This is the ball, Kim, I said would give him trouble, and it's going to give him a problem right now.
Well, he can't decide where he wants to put it.
He really doesn't have much of a choice as to where to put it on.
Solid colored ball down the lower left-hand side.
The only thing he can really do with this 7 ball is either cut it in the right-hand corner. You can't.
The red ball there, he'll try to cut that ball over to the right-hand side.
And he
7
won't.
ball.
He shouldn't scratch. He should hit the 12 and come off the rail with the cue ball. Oh, he didn't hit the 12. Did he make? He made the shot. No, he didn't.
12.
He made one of Crane's shot balls. That will cost him the game, most likely.
Just move. Yeah.
Because now it's like playing straight pool. He may shoot any one of the striped balls on the table he wishes. He does not have to shoot them in numerical order.
12 ball in the corner.
Joe should have gotten the 7 ball out of there when he had the 4 ball in the corner. He should have tried to knock the 7 out then. It ended up costing him the game if Irving runs out. Irving's taking his time about it. He must see some kind of problem. I'd say the 10 ball's the right shot.
10 ball.
Come down for the 15 ball, and he got there. He's shooting the 15 ball, Kim, because he wants to clear these corner pockets down here.
15 ball.
He doesn't want them blocked. So when he has to come to the 8 ball, he'll have no problem. Here he'll shoot the 11 ball and play for the combination 9-14, unless the 14 is hanging in the pocket. He'll play the 14 next without a combination. Oh, he came way too far. Way too far he came. Probably going to play a kiss shot off the 9. Hit the 9 up table and play the kiss shot and bring the cue ball around the table for the 9.
Just to hold it down, please.
Figures to make this ball, Kim. The only problem is where the 9 is going. If the 9's going to come around and give him a shot for the
14
the cue ball.
And he got it.
No, he didn't get a shot on the 9, though, see?
Oh, you're right.
That's what he was concerned about. Now he snookered himself behind the 8
9
ball.
ball.
So now he must kick at the 9. And I think he snookered. I think he made the 9 inside.
Did he?
Oh, look at that. If he'd have made that, he'd have won the game.
Can't quite
That's
see.
amazing.
Does this give Joe Balsis a clean shot here?
Yes.
7 ball in the corner.
Yes, he has a clean shot at the 7.
Not to be.
Joe, call the 8, please.
That corner.
8 ball in the corner.
Must call his pocket. If he puts it in another pocket, he loses the game. He missed it
He missed it? Can you
missed it.
believe that?
and left Irving nothing. I don't believe Irv has a shot.
That was the match right there for Joe Balsis. Oh, if he could
Please
have gotten
hold the chatter down. Thank you.
Left Irv a very tough shot. I think Irv's going to play this 9 ball cross corner. I don't believe there's much he can do with it beside that. Unless he can cut the ball in the corner. He may have enough room to cut the ball in the corner. If he plays the 9 ball in the corner and he doesn't make it, and he leaves it hanging in the pocket, chances are he will block the pocket for Joe Balsis, who has to come to the table and pocket the 8. So he may try and cut the 9 in the corner. Neither one of the shots, banking across corner or cutting it in the corner, is really a good shot. It's very tough to do this.
Dirty rat. Nothing I can do about it.
8 ball in the corner.
Nothing he could do about it.
Figures.
Joe will make this ball.
Game, Mr. Balsis.
So he has the first game of the 8-ball set. This is a 2 out of 3 set match, but that's a big advantage right now for Joe Balsis.
Irv seems very disgusted, but Irving had missed getting position on the 9 ball, so really he should have lost the game anyway. But when you get another chance and you don't take advantage of it, it hurts.
Switch to 3 and a 14.
These are 2 of the legendary stars of pocket billiards, Joe Balsis, Irving Crane. There are others in this competition. You may have seen our first round matches. Willie Mosconi, Minnesota Fats, U.J. Puckett, Wimpy Lassiter, Babe Cranfield, Cowboy Jimmy Moore. They're all here. The first time they've ever been brought together for a tournament.
Game 2 of the tiebreaker.
Joe has a powerful break.
And he
made
drops
3 or 4 balls, didn't he?
2 at least.
14
3,
yeah. In the 4.
I have my choice.
Your choice.
Yeah,
You made 2 stripes and 1 solid ball.
Doesn't matter, Kim, how many balls you pocket. If you pocket 1 striped and 5 solids, you still have your
Yeah.
choice.
looks like it.
And you have to peruse the table, make sure you understand exactly where the balls are, and
I'll
it's
take the
conceivable
solid.
that he might take
6 ball in the corner.
the balls that he sunk the fewest of off the break.
That's right, because there's more of them to play position with.
Yeah.
1 ball in the corner.
He's got a problem here, Kim, and all the solid balls are open except for the black ball.
5 ball in the corner.
So he is going to have a problem.
3 ball in the corner.
So he runs these.
He'll use the 2 ball to break them open. I don't believe he'll shoot the 2 now. If he does, it'll be very surprising to me.
If Joe Balsis wins this game, he gets the
2 ball in
match
the corner.
and moves on.
No, I don't like this, Kim. He's going to have a problem with the 8
3
ball.
ball in the corner.
And again, he's waited too long to break the balls open. Same as he did last game, which should have cost him the last game.
7 ball in the corner.
Can I play a kiss shot? 8 ball off or something else if I call it?
Yeah, take the 8 and clean.
Huh?
Make the 8 clean.
I can't kiss it off another ball?
Yes, you
Okay,
can.
now there you heard Joe Balsis asking tournament referee Charles Ursetti if he could play a kiss shot. In other words,
Yes, he
could
can.
he hit the 8-ball in on a carom off
can.
another ball?
Yes, Joe.
Huh?
Yes.
I can carry him off another ball.
Yes.
Well, there's some debate here, and it turns out you can, okay? Charles Ursetti has made a ruling.
He's allowed to play kiss shots off the 8 as long as he hits the 8 first, and as long as it goes in the pocket, he calls it.
Uh-huh.
He can kiss it off 10 balls if he wants, as long as it goes where he calls it.
Okay, so now what Joe Balsis is doing is looking at the table, realizing he's got one more solid ball to sink, and where is he going to bring the cue ball?
He's going to bring it up the table by the side pocket, because if he comes over too far, he won't be able to hit enough. See right where he's putting his hand? That's the angle he wants to get. He's going to come right about where his hand is now. He has to get perfect on this ball, because if he doesn't, he won't be able to hit enough of it, or he'll hit too much of it. So it's a pretty touchy shot. He has no problem making the 7, though. He should be able to get perfect on the ball. Because the 7, he got the right angle on the 7 to come up for the 8.
7-ball in the corner.
He got right where he wanted to.
Oh, boy. Okay, now let's see. Joe Balsis has this match
He's playing the 8
with
ball
this kiss shot.
off the 15 ball. He's going to hit the 8 into the, I believe it's the 15 ball. Yes, it's 15 ball, and pocket it in the corner.
Play the 8 off the 15.
Baltis is playing a kiss shot, hitting the 8-ball into the
I think
15,
he's going
into
to
the
make
corner
it, Ken.
pocket.
I like the shot. I think he's going to make it. Oh,
No.
no, he didn't. Again, he waited a long time to break the 8 open. We'll see what Irving does.
Couldn't get around the break.
13.
Don't scratch. Oof.
That could have cost Joe Balsis the match.
You run them all, you lose the game.
10-ball in the corner.
I know.
Oh, I hope he didn't get straight on that. He's okay.
11-ball in the corner.
He'll come up by the side pocket for the 9 ball next. The 9 or the 15, either one. Perfect. This game is going to be over, Kim. It's going to be a 1-1 ball game.
9-ball in the corner.
Oh, he left himself tough.
That ball rolled a lot closer to the rail than he wanted it to.
He does not want it on the cushion. He left himself a tough shot.
15-ball in the corner.
He has to make the 15 and come around for the 8.
Okay, now where does he put this 8 ball?
He can do one of two things. He can cut it up the corner, or he can bank it cross side. He left himself very tough again.
Kim Prince, along with Alan Hopkins here, legendary
Pocket,
stars
Mr.
of
Crane, when you're
pocket
ready.
billiards. And one of
Thank
them
you,
right
Call the
here,
pocket when you're ready.
Yes, I know.
Irving the Deacon Crane. Back against the wall. He must sink this ball here, or chances are Joe Balsis will sink it and win the match.
I think he'll play it up the corner.
He has to call it.
He put it in a bad spot for himself.
But he doesn't like it.
He's going to bank it.
Cross side.
Banking the 8-ball cross side.
Eight ball in the corner.
8-ball in the corner pocket.
Oh boy, and Joe Balsis has a clean shot at it here.
Set and match. Mr. Balsis, the winner.
And he gets it. So Joe Balsis, the winner. The door opens courtesy of Irving Crane. And there are your final scores. Joe Balsis beating Irving Crane. And wave goodbye, Irving Crane. He's out of the tournament, but Joe Balsis goes on. He still has a chance to win the whole kit and caboodle. And Alan Hopkins, any final thought?
I thought Irving Crane should have did better at the 8-ball. He had his chances. Joe shot a few wrong shots and gave Irv a chance. And you can't do that with good players. But Irving made a mistake at the end there, and it cost him the match.
So the meat man wins, Joe Balsis, and he moves on. As we said, in this tournament, we'll have all of this on ESPN Sports. So for Alan Hopkins, I'm Kim Prince saying goodbye from Harris at Atlantic City.